Tinder, a place where you can make your start or maybe your end. Finding love has never been easy, but the million-dollar questions here is it worth it? 3 swipes, 3 matches, 3 nights they'll never forget. They thought they found someone, but what they found was something else entirely. Something that doesn't sleep, doesn't feel, and doesn't let go. Some returned home different. Some didn't return at all. So next time you're swiping, ask yourself, am I looking for love or digging my own grave? These aren't just bad dates. These are warnings. A loft of people out there were blinded by lust, the thing that lead them somewhere where the return is a big no-no. These aren't just bad decisions. They're traps cleverly disguised as charm, fun, and connection. It always starts the same. A spark, a smile, and a plan for the night. But what comes next isn't a hangover or a ghosted text. It's something far more permanent. Something that crawls under your skin and stays there. You thought it was a date, but it was a doorway. And once you step through, what's on the other side isn't always human, or sane, or survivable. So next time you're swiping for something casual, remember, some people aren't looking for love. They're looking for you. I never thought I'd share something like this publicly, but here I am, staring at my screen, hands shaking, heart pounding, wondering what's going to happen to me next. Like a few weeks ago when I finally reached my breaking point with Jamie, my ex-boyfriend. After months of suspicion, I found out the truth. He was cheating on me. I was devastated, angry, completely gutted. You start questioning everything. Was it me? Was I not enough? And that spiral, that self-doubt, it leads you places you never think you'd go. So in a blur of rage and heartbreak, I did something impulsive. I downloaded Tinder and I told myself it was just for distraction. Something temporary, a numbing agent. That's how I met Landon. He was attractive, charming, and too easy to say yes to. We started chatting, things moved fast, and I told myself it was fine. It's just casual, right? Just a rebound, a way to feel something again. But looking back now, I think I walked into something I'll never be able to walk out of. That Friday night, I met him. I was nervous. I'd only ever been with Jamie, but Landon was disarming. We had dinner. The wine helped. The chemistry was intense. He asked me to come back to his place for a drink. I said yes. And when our lips met, it was like I wasn't even me anymore. I wasn't just giving in to lust. I was giving up a piece of myself. Here's where things start getting weird. And I mean really weird. The night was intense, physically, emotionally. But afterwards, something was off. I didn't feel regret or shame. I felt hollow. Detached, like my skin was still mine, but everything inside it had shifted. And Landon, he didn't feel real anymore. The memory of his touch felt wrong, dull, like the spark he had was fake, manufactured. And suddenly, I wanted nothing to do with him. You ever wake up from a dream that felt too real? This was the opposite. I felt like I was still dreaming and couldn't wake up. I deleted Tinder, tried to pretend it didn't happen, moved on. Then this morning, everything changed. I woke up with the worst nausea I've ever felt. I ran straight to the bathroom, couldn't stop throwing up. At first, I thought I was sick until I remembered. Did Landon use protection? Why did that entire night feel so blurry now? Then my phone lit up, and what it said chilled me to the bone. Did you receive the good news yet, beautiful girl? My heart dropped. I texted him back. What are you talking about? And drove straight to the pharmacy. I didn't care what anyone thought. I bought 5 pregnancy tests, chugged water, took them all. Every single one came back positive. Then came the second message. Wonderful. Abide by the following responsibilities. Meat will be necessary. You'll crave it, that's normal. The development will be fast. Painful, but you will endure. Attempt removal, and you will not survive. Do not seek medical attention. You are being watched, always. I've chosen you for a reason. Your body, your womb are ideal. You'll carry the new generation. Thank you, beautiful girl. Soon. I'm sitting here now, 5 tests in front of me, 1 phone message that's changed everything, and no idea what to do next. If anyone's listening, if anyone's watching this, please help me, because I don't think I'm carrying a normal thing, and I don't think Landon is a human being. I had just gotten out of a relationship, lonely and heartbroken. It was around 8 p.m. when I was scrolling through Tinder, saw a really attractive man and swiped right. An immediate match. I was excited to think someone like him would be interested in me, as my self-esteem had plummeted after my last partner cheated on me. We hit it off chatting, and he said he was having some people over to his place and that I should come by. I didn't have anything planned, and he wasn't that far from my house, so I figured why not? This could be the push I needed to get over my ex and meet some new people. I got to his house, and the vibe seemed great. Everyone was really nice. He offered me a drink, grabbed a Truly from the fridge, and handed it to me. There were a couple people sitting around the living room doing blow, and the guy asked if I wanted some. I said sure, did a few lines over the course of an hour, and was genuinely having a nice time. The next thing I remember, I was sitting in the guy's room with a couple other people. I didn't feel unsafe by any means. I just didn't remember going in there after being in the living room. I checked my phone and the time read 11:40 p.m. I had been there for a few hours and needed to take public transportation home, so I didn't want to be out super late being a young woman. I was a little concerned how 2 hours had gone by and I had no recollection of what had happened, but I chalked it up to mixing the good stuff. When I told him I needed to head home, he was adamant that his friend could drive me. Not really knowing these people, I didn't feel super comfortable with that. I needed to use the restroom and checked how much an Uber would be, but Uber couldn't find my location. As I walked out of the bathroom into the kitchen, I saw that the stove and microwave read 4:47 a.m. I checked my phone again, but it only reads 11:47 p.m. What's wrong with my phone? It couldn't really be that late? His friend seemed nice enough and was heading in the direction I lived, so I opted for the ride. As we get in his car, the time reads 5:02 a.m. Chills run down my spine. I don't say anything and begin looking through my phone. My location services had been turned off and the clock was set to an entirely different time zone. There's countless photos and videos from throughout the night, but I have absolutely no recollection of the last 8 hours. I thankfully made it home safe. I texted the guy, but it won't deliver. I tried to call, but it says the number is no longer in service. I never heard from him again. Let me give you a little piece of advice. If you are using Tinder, swipe left on Lucy. You really don't want to meet that girl. She is creepy. I just want to protect you. Honest concern for my bros out there. If you have come across her, you already know she looks stunning. Classic beauty, facial structure like Aphrodite herself. Nice description also, nothing weird. Goes to med school. You'll think you hit the jackpot, but believe me, you haven't. We met, so I know what I'm talking about. We had a pretty normal date first, went out to eat some pizza at Alfredo's place downtown. It was a nice summer evening, not too hot, just on point. She knows how to talk, has some cute stories about her family, her hobbies, her cat named Cleo. Serious fall-in-love material, but things started to get weird. I say weird because I really can't think of a better word to describe the whole situation. When we left the restaurant, I asked her if she'd like to go for a stroll through the park. She said, "Yeah, sure." As soon as we arrived there and were like a few steps into the park, she suddenly stopped and stood still in the middle of the path and just fixed me with her gaze. She looked strange, different. I could swear her face looked oddly elongated in the dim light of the park lanterns. Her eyes, cute and big like those of a doe before, had become small and pitch black, almost like buttons. I freaked out but tried to keep my cool. I reached out my hand and asked if everything was okay. She simply stood there, not moving a single inch. She just opened her mouth a bit and made a sound like she was cooing. I thought she had a seizure or something like that. What do I know? No answer except that outlandish cooing. Her face came back to normal when I stood directly in front of her. Time to wrap up the date. She was still on the same spot as if her feet were molten into the ground. As a gentleman, I of course wanted to accompany her back home. It's not safe at this hour when night falls. She then told me to go away, she needed to visit her rats. I guess she really had some mental problems. I don't want to be judgmental. Anyway, swipe left when you see her on Tinder. Lucy's the name med school. Don't contact her, even if you're curious. It's all true. Don't take any risks. But I know my fellow men, so I did a thing. Sooner or later, she'll give me the password to her phone. I'll delete her Tinder, locked her up at my place. Cleo's already getting familiar with me. Cute cat, and she can still visit Lucy in my special room once a day. I'm not cruel.